sorry, I forgot to push record, of course. I'm already getting excited. So, okay, so we're talking about creating a vision board or creating a vision for your life. And I will say it again that I thought this was craziness like several years ago, because in the medical field, they didn't teach me this. They didn't teach me, like, they taught me to think inside the box, right? And if I thought outside the box, I got reprimanded or there was something wrong with me, or like, I don't know, you shouldn't rock that boat. Like, but if I think back, like I did lots of training, trained new nurses and even new nurse practitioners, and every one of them would say, yeah, Chanel, she was pretty much by the book, but she always did something that was a little different than everybody else. And so I've always been this way, but no one's ever helped me broaden my vision and thoughts. So that's what I want you to do. So we're talking about creating a vision. And the reason this is so real to me is because there are certain things on my vision board right now that have actually come to pass. And just because I'm looking at it and seeing it, and like I've solidified exactly what I know God wants me to do with my career. Like I know that He wants me to minister, particularly to medical moms. And I think it's an amazing opportunity, but I had to like pray over it and look at this stuff over and over and over and over. And so on your vision right now, I've asked you to write down the numbers 1 through 10. And the reason I'm saying 10 is because it's an easy number, and like 10 is just a good number, right? You can write hundreds, but what I want you to do is these 10 need to be like the top 10 that you are willing to sacrifice for this next year. And so of this top 10, it cannot be, so for instance, one of my goals is to, let's see, okay. The little small goal is I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, so that sounds great, and that's probably what most people in our wellness group would put. I want to lose 10 pounds, I want to lose 10 pounds. But listen to what my goal is that is beyond that. I said, I am healthy, energized, and at my ideal weight of 150 pounds. I'm feeling strong and I'm feeling confident. I have recovered from adrenal fatigue and leaky gut, and I have lost my 10 pounds. Do you hear the difference in that? It's not I have lost, I want to lose 10 pounds. This is not a want list. This is a I have done this list. So let me just read you a couple more just so you can kind of hear this. And as you're thinking, write it down. If you think of a goal that you want to accomplish, if you want to pay off a credit card, if you want to pay off a car, if you want to buy a brand new car, if you want to, and my mentor would say, if you want to buy that Louis Vuitton handbag, you better put it on your dream board. Whatever it is that you want, that you're dreaming of, put it down. If you want to take a vacation to the beach with just you and your husband, put it down on the board. Put it down, okay? So one of my other goals is, let's see. Okay, so this is like the biggest of the biggest, right? This is, I am the CEO of a thriving coaching business that produces a 6-figure income. And then what I said is, by onboarding 10 new challengers and 3 new coaches each month. So I'm saying that by the end of this year, I am a CEO of a thriving business, and I am making 6 figures while working at home, being a medical mama motivator. That's what I'm going to be. At the end of this year, that is my goal that I'm going to be able to proclaim has happened. So if you want to quit your job, that's what you have to put. I will be working from home as a full-time coach or as a full-time whatever you're wanting to do in this next year. Maybe you're happy with your job or happy where you're at. Well, what are some advancements you can make in your career? Or what are some areas that maybe you could change or improve? And I know Dawn, who's on here, and we need to introduce each other here in a minute. But so like Dawn used to teach fitness classes and was a rock star and still has people telling her how amazing she was. And so what if on her goal this year is to start teaching another boot camp again? It's got to go on this board. If there's anything that is inspiring you, there's something that's in you that's saying, I need to do this. I need to get back into doing this. Whatever that is, it's got to go on your board. Let me read you another one. Let's see. Okay, so this is another one. It says, I am earning a generous amount of money that has allowed us to purchase 50 plus acres of land with cash, pay off my car with cash, give to at least 2 other families in need, start the adoption process, vacation 2 times this year, once as a couple and once as a family, support 2 ministries, pay off the remainder of at least 50% of our debt. So these goals have to be very, very specific. So I'm just giving you an example because we're only going to talk about the health one, the wellness goal. But I want you to understand how you need to write out your goals. And so my challenge for you is after we get off this call, I'm going to give you some time, but before the end of the week, I want you to send me in my inbox, however you want to do it, my email, you can give me a text message, you can give me a message on Facebook, whatever. I want to see your top 10. I want to see your top 10 goals, okay? Because when it's on paper, it's for real. If it doesn't go on paper, it's not for real. Okay, so let's look at our wellness goals. And if you guys would be so kind to me, and we're going to go around and just share what your wellness goal is for the year. That way I can help you reverse it and get something very specific down for you to work on. You heard mine. I'm going to read it to you again. So my wellness goal, and this is basically my health, because the spiritual part is a big part of that too. And so that's what I want. We got to talk about that. But so I said my goal for 2017 for my health, it says I am healthy, energized, and at my ideal weight of 150 pounds. I'm feeling strong and confident. I have recovered from adrenal fatigue and leaky gut, and I have lost 10 pounds. So I started with, I need to get this 10 pounds off because that's when I know I'll feel the healthiest at this weight. I know what weight it is. I know how I felt when I was this weight. And it's not necessarily about the number. It's about how I feel and how I know that's what I need, where I need to be. So what is it for you guys that you want to accomplish this year with your wellness? And it can be weight loss, it can be your spirituality, it can be emotionally, it can be anything. But what is it that you're like, okay, this has got to change. I can't stand to live this way anymore. Something has to change. What is that for you guys?
For me, I started this whole thing because I was pretty disgusted with how I let myself go, my body, my mind, my spiritual, even my spiritual aspect. It was just all just falling apart right before me. And so that I think has been my goal, is to, when my son got sick, before he got sick, I was different. I was a fun mom. I was, adventurous mom. I was carefree mom. And not only that, but as a person as well. And so after he got sick, I kind of lost all of that. And so it's been a struggle to get back, at least to a point, to just a portion of it. And so that, it's coming together. I still got a lot to do, but it's slowly coming back, and I'm realizing more and more on who I've become and who I want to be. So that would be mine, I guess, just to be an overall, happier person.
Okay, so if you would say, so for instance, I said, I'm healthy, I'm energized, and I'm at my ideal weight. What could your declaration be that you are like happy?
My ideal weight would be 140, and I'm less than 30 away from that goal right now. So that right there, for my weight, that's where that comes in. As far as health-wise, I'm hypothyroidism / Hashimoto's.
Okay.
And so my goal for that is to defeat that without medications, without, just all, I mean, just healthy foods. I know eating healthy and I know exercise come together where that's concerned, and it helps it. But I don't like medication. I don't take medication very well. So
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with any of it.
Oh,
So that would be my goal for that.
okay.
I also suffer from anemia, so that too, the eating healthy part would help with that also.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so let's kind of break this down a little bit for you. So I think that you could easily write down at the end of this year, you can proclaim, I am happy, I am confident, and I am at peace from the inside out.
Right.
I am at my ideal weight of 140 pounds. And my, specifically, you can write your hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's is well controlled. And then this is where the good stuff happens. This is where the good stuff comes in. How are you going to do this?
Well, the one, I can't do this without God. So
there you go.
He's
So
got to be a big majority, over 50% part of it.
Yep. So what I would say is that what is it every single day that you know you need to do to make that a priority? So if you know that at the end of this year you're going to be happy, you're going to be confident, you're going to have this inner peace that you have not had in a long time. But how are we going to get there? Well, the first thing, like what you just said, is that you need to write this out. I am in God's word. I'm like you could either say, I have an intimate relationship with Christ and we talk every day. Something to that effect.
Okay.
And then the other part of that is I am an encouragement and a light to others sharing my struggle and journey. Because once God starts speaking to us about things, I think it is our duty to be the light through those struggles. So,
right.
And it helps heal us too. I don't know if y'all have noticed that or experienced that, but it's through our struggles and our vulnerability that God heals us.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you have basically your spiritual, and you can always add to that. But then what about your weight? So how are you going to lose those 40 pounds? Because I'm a believer in miracles, but it ain't going to happen by praying and sitting on the couch.
No. Of course, I'm going to keep, doing what I'm doing.
But what are you doing? This is where this comes in. What specifically do you know you have to do every day?
Well, you have to work a sweat in your workouts. Walk, run, be more active than, what you are each and every single day. Mm-hmm. And then the eating healthy comes along with it, because you can't just, for me, and I'm sure, for most people, but for me mostly, because of my Hashimoto's, you can't just do one without the other. You have to bring them both together and do them both at the same time.
Yes. So this is what I would say. We gotta break it down, like really break it down. So as far as fitness, this is my personal opinion because I have lived this day in and day out for years. You have to find a program and you got to stick with it and stay committed to that program. So that's what you can say. I have done 5 programs start to finish as of December of 2017. I have stepped out of my comfort zone and pushed my body and whatever you want to say there. But that's where this how do we meet these goals? It's got to be super specific. And you know what I would suggest, even beyond those 5 programs, I would pick them out now.
Right.
I know what 4 programs I'm doing until April. I already know what programs I'm doing. I decided way ahead of time because I wanted to plan. So that's what I would challenge you guys to do. If you have a specific goal, and it is weight loss, we know we have to be consistent. So for me, I said for this 3 weeks, I'm doing this program. And then for this 1 week break, I'm doing this program. And then for the next 3 weeks, I'm doing this program. And then for the next 3 weeks, like I have is exactly what I'm going to do. And not only is that consistency with those programs going to change your body, but that consistency with saying, I didn't want to do PIO again this week. I didn't want to do the freaking 21-day fix or 22-minute hardcore. I didn't want to do it again this week, but by golly, I did because I committed to that program and I'm not a quitter. So even though I didn't want to do it, it does something up here when you decide and you commit. It just does. And in our group right now, you can see I've gotten 2 messages from people in our group that have said, I just don't think I can do this program. I just don't, it's just really difficult, or I don't know about it. Well, tough love comes out for me because that's when the magic happens, is when you're not feeling it, but you do it anyways. That's when beautiful things happen. So that would be my challenge for you, is to literally have a plan for your next like 4 months. So as of December, you could say, I have completed start to finish 5, 6, 7 Beachbody programs. And that's how I lost those 30 pounds. And that's how it was for me after my babies. Like I literally started with one and then did another one. That's what I've done for 7 years now. But that's how you lose the weight. Like you said, you have to keep going. And then the nutrition part, I would say that you can even, like you were drinking your shake every day. You've been a lifer. You've been a 365er, and you're going to get that. They give us a reward every year if you drink your shake for 365 days out of the year, that you've learned and are properly using the portion control containers. Because if we don't, the fitness isn't going to work, basically. Especially if we're only doing 30 minutes a day. That's how I tell people, I'm like, I don't work out for an hour. I do watch what I eat. If you're not going to watch what you eat, then you're going to have to burn more calories. And who the heck has time for that? It's not going to happen. So that is perfect. So like Ashley and Dawn, do you guys have any suggestions for her to add to those specifics? So we touched on faith, we touched on fitness, and we touched on food.
What helped me kind of get back into consistency with working out was just being in accountability group monthly. I feel like the pillar for me was backing away from groups, and therefore I was kind of left to my own demise, and I wasn't reaching any goals, and I was gaining weight. So at least I added on my list to constantly be active in a group. And sometimes when I branch off and lead a group, I don't have anybody to check into. It's kind of, I can tell you what to do, I can tell you what's worked for me, but I have to be living it too with them. I think Bonnie Engel touched on this in the last National Wake Up Call, which like blew my mind. Like I need to follow her because she really spoke so much truth. But it's like you can run these groups, so if you're not a product of the product and you're not actively participating in them, then you won't reach anything, and you won't have anything to show for it. So I definitely added that to my list, was to actively participate in an accountability group every month.
That's amazing. And you know what for me is considered actively participating? It's having at least 2 people in the group with you that are new. Because if you, and Ashley knows this, I've been in this business way too freaking long. And my business has not grown like it should have grown. And I'll tell you why. Is because I have sat back and waited on people to get their act together. Y'all know I'm your biggest cheerleader. Everybody knows it. And I will be until I die, because that's my nature and I want the best. But I've sat back and waited for too long for people to get their act together. And they're not going to get their act together. And when they do, they'll come back and we're going to have a good old time. but we can't keep waiting on people. And that's with your wellness goals, period. You can't wait for the next program. You can't wait for the next new shake flavor because you just don't like that flavor. Or you can't wait for, like for me, I'm not going to let my adrenal fatigue hold me down. You better believe I'm exhausted, and it's impacting my marriage. It's impacting everything. But I'm not going to let that stop me from moving forward. So if you have a goal and you have it on paper, we aren't going to let those things stop us. So from a coaching standpoint, for sure, Ashley, that is on point. Is the only way we are going to move forward in our own journey is if we onboard new people to be accountable to. Because if they're the same old, what's going to happen? We're all going to fall off. By week 3, we're all going to fall off because it's the same old. But if you got new blood in there, it changes everything. So that I would highly suggest that you write that on, add that to your goal too, to say that I'm actively participating and inviting to a new challenge group every single month to meet my own personal goals, because that's what that's about, right? It's to those challenge groups are going to help you meet your personal goals all around. Perfect. Gets me fired up. Okay. All right, Dawn, you want to go next?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Do you mind, Chelsea? Shelley, tell me how to pronounce your name because I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Shelly. Yeah.
Shelly. Okay.
Yeah.
It's spelled beautiful. I'm like, I know that is not. I'm not pronouncing it.
Well, it's my first and middle name combined because I don't like Shell, so she's Shelly.
Shelly, but it's beautiful. Do you mind putting a mute on your screen so that we can?
I don't know how to do that. I tried to find it. I don't know how to do that.
On the bottom left, there it is.
Where?
You just hit it.
I did?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Is it back?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hardly hear Chanel.
Okay, I can't.
And I wonder if it's because of the background noise. That's why there we go. Okay. Can you hear me any better, Dawn?
I can't hear you at all.
You can't?
Well, I mean, I can hear. It's like you're coming in and out. You sound kind of right. You sound like a robot.
Oh no! I'm sorry. Dadgummit. I can hear you perfectly. Ashley, or am I good? You can hear me okay? Okay.
I could hear Ashley and I could hear Shelly. Was that her name, Shelly?
Uh-huh.
But I can't see her anymore though.
Yeah, I cannot see her anymore either. So whatever she did.
But I'm
swiping the screen, but it doesn't let me mute it. So I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. I was trying to say, but I can't hardly hear Chanel. But anyway, my wellness goal is it's kind of a couple of things because I used to do figure competitions, and so my daughter is doing another figure. She's doing one. She's getting ready for one. So I want to train to do one. But because I had 2 mini strokes about 3-4 years ago, I can't train as quickly for them as I would normally do. So I have to do it really slow. That's kind of hard for me because I'm not used to going slow. I'm used to going really, really fast all the time. So I really want to do another one again, at least one more, because I turned 50 this year. And so my goal was to do one more before I turn 50. So my goal now is just to do one more during my 50th year. So that's kind of one of my goals. But I'm kind of like Shelly. I just woke up one day and I was just fat. You know, I'd gotten out of shape, and because I'd quit teaching, because I was always teaching, doing the boot camps and doing all that kind of stuff. And I was a personal trainer, and, you know, I was always going, you know, and then when I quit doing that, I just stopped working out for some reason, you know, my job and everything. And I have a gym in my house. I mean, a full gym in my house. So I don't know, just one day I just woke up and I was just disgusted, you know, with the way I looked and the way I felt, and I had no energy, and I was just, and, you know, so I just decided it was time to do something, you know, and, you know, and I liked being a part of the group because when I worked and I did all that, I was part of something, you know, and now I'm not, you know, so I'm gonna start crying. But anyway, you don't make me cry, but anyway, but that's what I want to do. I want to do that again. You know, I don't like coming home and being sad. I just don't like it. I don't like not having energy. I just feel like I'm sad all the time. And I think part of it is because I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I feel, you know, and the first step for me is to get back to where I was. And so I'm going to start there. So.
Thank you so much for sharing. Am I still a robot?
Yeah, still a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm hoping you can understand me enough so that we can kind of help break down your stuff too, because I think that, so you are a hard worker. Like, you've already been there, done that. And so you know what it's going to take. So we just need to break down a couple of these things.
I can't hear you at all now. I can't hear you at all. I can see your lips moving. That's it.
Darn.
You may have to just type it out for me.
Okay. I can do that. Yeah, I'll message you. You just need to get me your goals, and then I'll message you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that. I've got like 6 so far.
Okay. Awesome. No, that's
6.
perfect.
So, okay. Now, you want us to actually make a board?
I would absolutely love, after Ashley goes, I'm going to actually pull up a template on Canva and
Hang on just a second. Who is it? I'm in my classroom, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm at work. What? Does she not have a sub, baby?
We do, but he's trying to make us do the work that we did last week. There's no new instructions on there that he's not showing us.
You're doing the same thing you did last week?
That's what
she didn't leave any new stuff?
Did she know she was going to be here?
Yeah. I'll be down there in just a minute. Okay, I'll be down there in a minute. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm at school.
That's okay. No, it's okay. Okay. All right. So Ashley, can you go next?
Yeah, I actually already did my vision board, and I threw away like the stuff I had written down, but some of the stuff on my board was I put bestie time twice a month. My best friend is in the group, my Shanae, and I feel like with trying to move my business forward, the people who mean the most to me have kind of been pushed in the back burner. And I spend more time talking to my coach friends than I do friends that may not be in the coaching business. So I put that as a priority because I never want her to feel like she's not important to me. And she literally lives 30 minutes from me. And so I've made it a point to say bestie time twice a month. And I've already actually reached out to her to kind of schedule that because I do better knowing in advance versus out of the blue, oh, let's go to lunch type of deal. Like, that's just not us. That was college, but that's not us anymore. So that's on my list. I have to lose 15 pounds by May 2017, which is my birthday month. I know that's possible to do because it's been done before. And then that kind of always goes back to what we were talking about, you know, consistency with eating, using containers, you know, being active in the group. What else did I put on here? I put Success Club every month. Normally in my business, it's like if I hit it, okay. If I don't, okay. But I know that by hitting Success Club, I'm adding people to what I do, my organizations, and hope that they'll have the same experience as I did and want to become a coach and want to pass that on, and therefore helps me rank advance. So I did put Diamond Coach by December 2017 because I didn't want to put pressure on myself to do it any time before then. But at least that gives me a marker so I could say Ruby by this month. And then, you know, at least I know that I need to be adding a certain amount of coaches, but more importantly, people who actively want to run the business and not just be discount, because you have to have emeralds in order to be diamond, not 50 million coaches. So I have other stuff like paying off credit cards and being a part-time nurse and by a certain year. But my favorite, I put a Bible verse on the corner, It's Micah 7:7. It says, "But as for me, I will watch expectantly, and I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me."
Yes.
And I've been doing this Daniel fast, and I swear, like the quiet time I spend with him, and just all these verses that pop up that's saying, Ash, you have to like expect this. Like you have to have faith that this stuff will work. If not, then it's just not going to work. Like, and that time has really kind of blown my mind and allowed me to dream a little bit bigger because I have faith.
Yeah.
Faith that this will work. If I do what I need to do and be confident in what he can do,
Yep.
then there's no reason why all this stuff on my vision board can't happen.
Can happen. That's exactly that. Oh my gosh, that's so true. And I think I don't know about you, but I did not grow up expecting God to do something. I grew up begging God to do something.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference. When we beg, we're not expecting him to do anything. But when we expect him to do it, we proclaim, "Thank you, God." And in these goals, that's exactly why I just taught you how to write your goals the way that you have to write them. You don't say, "I hope to lose 10 pounds this year. God, please help me lose 10 pounds. Sister, it ain't going to happen. Like, we have to boldly go before the throne of grace and proclaim what we already know is going to happen. But it's until we have that belief, that deep down belief that it's going to happen, we're hopeless. Let's just be real. We're hopeless. And guys, this comes to our bodies too. That's the biggest part of this that I wanted to take away is, as lifestyle coaches, as Beachbody coaches, Dawn's a teacher and is an example to so many people around her. Our health is important. But until we truly have this deep down burning desire to be better, when you guys, Shelly and Dawn used the words disgusted. And I don't know, Ashley, if you remember our talk from last week, but the talk that we talked about with Terry last week, the very first thing of how to create goals, how to create vision, and it's a decision. And her biggest point in there is that you got to come to a point of disgust in your life with whatever it is, with where you're at in your marriage, with where you're at with your finances, with where you're at with your wellness, your health, with your spirituality, whatever it is, your debt. You got to come to a point of disgust and say, I will not be here next year. I will not be here next year. And God cares about every little part of us, every little part of us. And so many people I've talked with have never even thought about including Jesus into their health and wellness, and wanting to do a bikini or like a physique competition or losing 50 pounds. Like they didn't even think that they needed to be bringing that to the throne of grace like they do their marriage. But I'm here to tell you, you guys, just what Dawn, you got emotional about, and just what you, Shelly, were talking about, and Ashley, how we feel affects everything. How we feel about ourselves affects everything. And so why wouldn't God want us to be in a better mental state about ourselves? He does. He does. He cares about us that much that he really even cares about that. So my biggest challenge, now let me ask one more thing. Ashley, are you able to screen share your vision board?
No, I don't know. No.
And maybe you can't, only I can. Is it on your computer, like you didn't print it out or anything?
No, I didn't print it out. I actually need to change it to my back.
Your backdrop. Okay. Well, let me just show you guys my one last year, and I'm currently working on my one from this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So with that one, I just got out a magazine, and actually it was at our team retreat. I took everybody to the lake house, and there was like 4 of us, and we all just sat one night, drank some wine, ate some pizza, and did our dream boards. And that's what I have. So the one that I'm going to do now, it has a lot of the same stuff on there because it has a lot of great words, and there's still goals I haven't met. There you go. Yes, ma'am. So check out Ashley's vision board. So Ashley used the program, you used PicMonkey. Is that right?
Right.
Yes. So basically, let me just share with you how to make a virtual vision board. I loved cutting out all those papers, don't get me wrong, but sister ain't got time for that right now. And so if you don't have time to get out a pen and paper and cut out, this is what you need to do. You need to go to Pinterest. You need to pull up Pinterest and need to start literally searching for like Ashley just put on there, like pay off the debt, like the credit card, the lose 10, 15 pounds, shine bright like a diamond. Everything that you want to see come to pass in this next year, you find it. This is where that belief comes in. You literally are searching on Pinterest for the things that you want to happen in this next year. So you find them, and then you take a screenshot of those pictures, and then you're going to upload them to either PicMonkey or Canva. So write down both of those. I use Canva. I'm most familiar with Canva, but the training that we just did, she used PicMonkey. They both work exactly the same. But you're literally going to just upload the pictures onto a blank canvas, and then you can type words around them. And this is what she said, because I was like, whoa, I love being crafty. Like, what do you mean? Do it virtually on the computer? That's boring. I hate computers. Like, I was already starting to be negative, right? But this is what she said. The reason that she likes to do it on the computer is because it's printable. And you can make 5, 10, 15 copies of that sucker, however many you want, and put them everywhere, because you need a reminder. You don't need just to have it in one place. And that's been something that I was convicted about. I'm like, well, Chanel, if you don't go to your office for like 3 weeks, you don't see your vision board. So if I don't go to my office for 3 weeks, like that happens, sometimes I just work in my bedroom or work wherever the kids will let me, or like, in my car. Y'all see me doing videos in my car? It's because I'm working in my car. So I need to put that vision board in my car with me. I literally need to have it sitting up there while I'm doing work. So I would highly suggest get out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm doing. Get on a computer program, go through, take a bunch of snapshots of, let me just make this simple. Pick 5 to 6 big goals for you. Like for me, it's a house on land. It's my retreat center that I'm like wanting to draw plans for. It's my car, a picture of my car says paid off. Like pick 5 big things that you know are going to come, and just get pictures of those. If it's like your vacation that you want to take this next year or whatever it is, but don't pick 15 pictures. Only do about 5 to 6 pictures, and then the rest of it just put in words. I will whatever. I will whatever. And yeah, Ashley put this. I mean, this is just so awesome, Ashley. I just love it. Now, did you find most of your pictures from Pinterest too?
Google.
Google. So that, I forgot, she suggested Google. And honestly, like this credit card paid off, like those are awesome pictures too. So Google is even easier. Get on Google and just search exactly what you're wanting, and you're going to find every picture you can imagine. But I love this, like part-time nurse, diamond coach by 2017. Of course, that picture. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. So I think these kind of things we make really complicated, and that was the biggest takeaway that I took from this little vision board training for myself was quit overcomplicating it and just get it done. Just get it done. Get a vision for your life. If you want stuff to happen, you have to know where you're going. And so that's my biggest charge for you of anything about this call is if you don't have a vision, you are not going anywhere. You have nothing to go for, nothing to go towards. And I don't know about you, but there is a ton in my life that I want to be different next year, a ton. But if I don't have it in front of me, it's just going to be a hope. It's just going to be, and I don't really even like the word dream, because dream to me sounds like something that's not going to come to pass. So I love vision. I love vision. And I'm a visionary person, but I have not been disciplined in putting it on paper to make sure that it happens. So I'm so excited for this year because I'm like, oh no, it's on paper, it's happening, and I'm pumped about it. So Do y'all have any questions? I know I went through that little how to make your vision board on the computer really, really fast, but I want to see your goals before the end of the week sent to me. And then if you want to create a vision board, obviously that's why we talked about this, is so you will make a vision board. I would love for you to do that before the end of the month. So give yourself some grace and just get it done by January 31st. And then post it either in our app group or send it to me, or obviously Shelly and Ashley in our coaches group is where you guys need to post yours. Any questions about anything?
On the apps to do the uploading on a blank canvas, I use Android, so I can't do PicMonkey.
Okay. Well, I would actually suggest trying it on your computer versus your phone.
Okay.
Because
it's a Surface, so it's actually more sensitive than my phone, because I couldn't do the Zoom from my computer. So I'll find one. I know I've got a couple of them in my phone already, like Zap and Photo-Fi. So, and they have some what are they called? They're not really blank, but they have like pictures where you can put pictures on them.
Yeah, I mean, and you can definitely keep it simple. I know that Canva on my computer, and I do not have an Apple, works great, and it's really simple and works really good on the computer. I also use it on my iPad, which is where I prefer it, but it's 100% doable on the computer too. So you may try Canva and just see. It's just fancy and fun. I mean, it's so fun because you can create just the neatest pictures on there for anything and everything. So I would just challenge to try it.
Hey, do you think the reason why I can't hear you is my iPad?
Maybe. I have had people come, like, turn off, get out of the call, and then come back on, and it's fixed the problem.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we're
You're
done.
going to do this every Wednesday, right?
Every Wednesday, I'm going to do a little pep talk for our challengers, and then after that, we do our team call. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, maybe next Wednesday we'll see if it does it. Then I'll get off and get back on. Maybe it'll fix it.
Okay. Yes, sounds good. Thank you so much for taking the time to get on, Dawn. It's so good to see your face.
Mom, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
It was so good to see your face live.
Oh, well, thank
Really
you.
good.
Thank you.
I'm glad I got to kind of meet you in person. It feels like we're in person
Yeah.
through an app. So I'm glad that you hopped on. And that's what Chanel said, by the way.
All right. Well, Dawn, we're done with that part. I'm going to chat with these other ladies about something else. So you're free to get off whenever you're ready.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Let's see. I got to figure out how to hang up.
There should be up at the top left. There it goes. Okay. All right, ladies, really, really quick, because I don't want to like overwhelm you or give you too much information. But let me just say, I went to an elite talk last night because it is absolutely on my radar. And I am 100% going for it this year. And it's a long shot, like a really long shot. But I'm hopeful because, number one, I already knew what I needed to do to be elite. I've known this for 2 years, what I needed to do. But I'm not consistent in doing exactly what I need to do. And so for me, it was just like, okay, I'm going to go. And let me just preface this. I did not go to that to learn about elite. I went to that meeting because I have been diligently praying about a mentor and about some connections with people, just networking. So I've been praying, like, God, I don't know what next steps to take. I know exactly what I need to be doing in my business, but it's not happening. There's a couple of reasons why I believe it's not happening. Let me just tell you what those things are. So you guys, Shelly, I know is fairly new to following me. Ashley is not. And if you look on my Facebook page and you look at generally what my business activities are, I have been pretty freaking consistent for a long time. I show up every single day, every day. And if you look at especially my Facebook page, it is consistent. So it's because that's me. That's who I am, and I'm not ashamed to share any of that stuff. And if you look at my Success Club points, I'm consistently hitting Success Club every.
Interrupt you there while you're on it. Success Club, will you make sure to post every month your Success Club? Like, even if there's nobody on the team that hits it, I think it would help us if we saw like what consistency can do. Like, because you are the epitome of consistency for us, and you always like give us, you know, shout outs and glory, but we never see what your hustle does and what our hustle could do if that happens. So
No, I'm glad that you said that, and it's funny because I actually have my drill down pulled up like right now. Then I was going to create one of the things, because it's true. Because when I'm the only one who's hitting it, for me, I don't want to, like, it's just a hard battle. But it's all about consistency.
You don't want to rub it in, but
Well,
I think it would help because we know how this business works, and if people may be assuming that, oh, well, she's got Crystal, or oh, she's got so-and-so who's hitting Success Club and giving her team cycle bonus, but there may be months where it's just you that's hitting it, and we don't know that if we don't see it's just you.
Well, and the other part of that is that if I'm asking you to hit Success Club, but you have no idea if I even hit it, you're either assuming that I did or assuming that it's not a big deal. And so I agree, and I definitely am going to just do it. I'm going to put it out there, and I think what I get stuck on is that I want to celebrate you some way, somehow. So I know now that was one of my big goals this year, was I want to be better at recognizing you guys with not just Success Club. Like, I want to have like a coach of the week or a coach of the month or whatever. But you got to be doing business activities, right? It's kind of hard to pull from people who aren't participating in challenge groups, who want to just hang on by dear life for the support, but they're not doing anything to support the team, because it's a team effort. Like, I am not flying solo at all. Like, if y'all don't want to do this, like, then our team won't grow, and I won't get to love on you guys. But so anyways, I really appreciate you telling me that, Ashley, because I think that's super, super important. So I have been praying about, like, I need a mentor, I need something, I need, like, and I knew that I had been very consistent. So I'm even consistent with Success Club. But the one area that is, and it's the only area that is going to move my business forward, and what I have not been consistent in, is inviting and getting more coaches. I haven't, and that's the honest, raw truth, and that's where I'm stuck. But I kind of have this hang up that Ashley has had of, well, it's great to onboard a bunch of people, but then you end up in the same cycle that I've been in for 2 years of onboarding people who don't want to grow. They want to be a part of the community. They want the accountability. They want to put their Shakeology on hold some months. They're not in this to grow a business. And so then it's just like a dead. However, what I have realized is that if I'm adding 2 new coaches a month, and half of them don't grow, but half of them do grow, I'm still meeting my goals. So it's not about just picking out the ones who want to grow, because if I'm constantly adding, if they don't want to grow, I don't really care, because I've got new blood every single month. And the odds are somebody's going to want to grow out of that. So I went to this because I was like, I know there's something pieces missing, and I just want to make my face known to the people that are there, and I'm putting it out there. And I am a hard worker. I am willing to do what it takes to get there. But for me, that meeting was so much more than the elite. So I will tell you more about why I needed to go and what God did, because I was obedient and I went after I told you about the elite stuff. But I just wanted to preface, like, I know what it takes to be elite. And I feel like if Ashley would have messaged me last week and said, okay, I want to hit Premier this year, like, what do I got to do? I feel like I probably could have explained it, like, because I know what it is. But I want to explain it to you so that you know what it is. Because you look at all these crazy things, and if you look it up, like I've looked it up before, and like I know what it is, but I also wasn't really ready to do what it took either. So you have to remember that this takes work. This takes work, not like crazy hard work, but consistent work. Consistent work. So the whole point of elite is it's a guideline that Beachbody has created for us to be successful in the business. That's it. It's a benchmark. So I don't know about you, but before I left corporate children's, which Ashley has this, you have yearly evaluations. You have these things that you can do throughout your year to get a certain bonus or whatever. It's the same type of thing. They just created these benchmarks that you need to be doing that earn you a certain number of points to qualify for this recognition called elite. And elite, there are very few elite coaches. There's like 40,000 Beachbody coaches, and there's a very small number, like, I don't know, last year, or 200, I think 200, there were 200 elite coaches. So it's very, very small number in the big picture. So it's hard to do if we're not doing our business activities. If we're doing our business activities, it is easy to do. And that's the raw truth. This is not complicated. And it's broken down into 4 categories. So I'm going to keep it just literally like surface, super, super simple. And then I can get on an individual call to talk more details with it. But there's 4 categories. The first category that gives you points towards this elite is your Success Club points. So you have to hit Success Club every month, or you will not get a single point towards elite. Now, how you will gain points is if your personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club. Mm-hmm. So even if you hit Success Club every month, but you don't have a personally sponsored coach hitting Success Club, you are not gaining any elite points. It's a combo of the two. So for instance, if I hit Success Club last month, and I know that Ashley hit Success Club last month, well, that's 1 point for Ashley. And then if I hit Success Club, that point is doubled. But in order to hit the number of points you need in that category, you need to be, 2 of your coaches need to hit Success Club every single month for the entire year. So even if it's the same coaches, it's fine. But 2 of your coaches have to hit Success Club every single month of the entire year in order for you to get the number of points in that category you need. And honestly, that's doable. If you're an Emerald, it's doable. If those coaches are working coaches. I mean, but how they explain this is that if you're onboarding 2 new coaches a month, then you're going to qualify for this every single month. Okay. But if say you onboard the coaches and then you don't get them started right, well, they're not going to hit Success Club the next month. Or they're not a business builder, they're not going to hit Success Club the next month. So you're not going to benefit. So I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to confuse, but does that make sense of how the Success Club point category means you have to have 2 coaches that hit it every month and you yourself have to hit it every month for the entire year, starting in January. So the way the form looks, it starts in January. So that's why they had this elite talk right now, because they're like, you got to do it now. And then the next category is coach points. So onboarding new coaches, you get points. And then that new coach comes on board and their personal volume is at 500. So they can't be, basically, they can't be a discount coach. Because if they are on Shakeology Home Direct, then you could get some personal volume. That's all that's what this category is about personally sponsored coaches' personal volume. And this is where it gets fancy. And if you've never looked in your back office, it's gonna sound like Chinese. But your coaches have to be doing something and creating volume for themselves for you to get a point, basically. And every time there's at least 500 points on the board, then you get a point for that. But the way they explained it was, if you just sign 2 new coaches a month, you're done. So for the coach portion, personally sponsored coach volume, what our goal needs to be to hit this elite benchmark is we need to onboard 2 new coaches a month. And then we, at the end of the year, you would have enough points in that category. So say this month I only signed 1. Well, then next month I better sign 3. Or the next month, if I don't hit all 3, I need to sign 4. So it's a balancing game. But if you average out at 2 coaches every single month, that is the minimum you can do to get elite. Because otherwise, you're not going to get enough points. Is that clear as mud? I know. Okay. And then this is a new one. This new category is customer volume. So they've never given us points for our customer orders before. But if our personal customer order volume goes up to 500, so if we're onboarding with the challenge pack or the all access, and if we just do 2 a month, we qualify for this section. But even if you don't do the all access and you have people just purchase a program or just purchase Shakeology, any purchases from a customer, once that volume gets to 500, you get a point for it. So basically, it's the same thing. If you have 2 customers, and what they gave an example was, and it was 2 customers who bought all access every month, then you should hit the appropriate points for that category. And that would also hit that's going to help. And if you think of it this way, every single thing that they're asking us to do to get points, Success Club, to coach it, to add 2 coaches, sell a product, every one of those is going to increase our income, and it's going to increase the chances of increasing our ranking. Like every single one of those. So it's not really only about selling product. It's about, you got to help your coaches do the same thing that you're doing. So duplication, which is all still part of all the 4 vital behaviors. So I know that that's really crazy in number and all that stuff, but basically it boils down to, you need to have 135 elite points. So each category has to add up to a certain number in order for the total to equal 135. And if you hit 135, then you are an elite coach.
So really, you can't be banging it out in one category. Like, there has to be a minimum bar for each of them.
Yep. And that's why they said that they added the customer part. There's a couple of different things that they've learned, and basically they said that the top coaches the top 10, they were not doing a lot of team building and business, like team, like of course their team was growing because they're adding coaches, but then those coaches aren't growing a team because they weren't investing in the team aspect of all of this. So that's where they said they dropped the bar on everything, and they said this year it is easier to be elite than it has ever been easier. To only have to have 2 new customers, 2 new coaches, like that's crazy. And so that's what they were like, guys, this is not hard, not difficult, but if you're not asking, you will never do this, regardless of how many. So yeah, I mean, it's just you have to have a combination. You have to be onboarding new coaches who are hitting Success Club. And the way they said that, that's why you have to start in January, because if you onboard 2 new coaches in January, well, they can't hit Success Club in January. So you got to train them right and then make sure they hit Success Club in February. And if you're onboarding more new coaches in February, then chances are then you'll have the opportunity to have 4 people like advance, and it's a ripple effect basically. So they said you need to really be banging out this inviting and getting new coaches on now, because it's later that they're going to hit Success Club. It's not when you onboard them. So which that makes sense. So that is elite in a nutshell. And then the other category that we can go for is premier. And basically the deal with premier is that it's the same number of points, except they dropped the bar on where your points can come from. And so with elite, it has to come from this has to total to this. With premier, you basically need to do the exact same thing, except they're not as picky as to where your points are coming from. But it's the same benchmark. Basically, you get the perks that you get as an elite and a premier coach are crazy cool. I mean, you get recognized like crazy, lots of awesome stuff. So, but beyond the recognition, the first,
that was the multicolor canvas at Summit. Those were those are people that hit that were the elite, right?
Yes, the photos. Yes,
that
yes.
was a lot of people.
It was. There's 200 of them. Yes, they recognized 200.
Out of like the whole company, though, that's really not a lot of people.
No, and the year before that, they had Nashville guitars.
Right,
like, yes,
right.
yes.
Okay.
I told Matthew, I said, let me tell you something. They're going to go back to Nashville one of these years, and I'm going to get me one of those guitars. I'll be darned. I missed out on that stinking guitar. But yes, so it's just the neatest things. But above all, and that's what the talk they started the talk with yesterday was, if anything, awards aside, because that all is amazing, but the momentum and the belief that you will have in yourself and your team and your business and what freedom this can actually give you is why you need to be doing it. That freedom, that feeling, that's why you need to be doing it. So it's really, really cool and awesome. And I'm just looking at the time, and my boys get out of school in 15 minutes. And so I'm going to have to go. But I want to tell you really, really quick why I know God wanted me to go to that meeting last night was so I have been seeing a girl on Facebook, like her ads keep coming up on mine, and I know her. Of course, she's from Beachbody, but she's like local. And it didn't dawn on me. I'm like, why am I seeing all her stuff? But I know why I'm seeing all her stuff, and it's because she used to be in medical sales. So she's targeting me. She's targeting my people. And it dawned on me, and so she was there, and I had some questions that I wanted to ask because I was about to pay for a Facebook training that has been highly recommended to me, and I know this is what I need, because I'm completely exhausted my warm market. And now what I feel like is happening on Facebook is that even though I'm being consistent, nobody cares because they're not my people. They're not my people. So I can post all day long. I can post amazing content, do all the right things. But if my people aren't seeing it, what the heck does it matter? right? Other than to be a light, that's great, and I'm going to keep doing that. But I need people who have the same vision as me, who will get on board and who will want to celebrate a retreat center that I can treat you guys to, want to celebrate a team achievement of something. Like, I need my tribe, right? So I believe that the only way I would be able to do that is to learn how to find them on social media, right? We all need to do that. So I was recommended a training, and I was not hesitant, but I just wanted to know from someone that I knew whether I should invest in it and if it was working for them. So I knew before I went to this thing that what I was going to ask one of the top coaches, because they were all going to be there, is where are you getting your people? And do you believe that your like page is where it's at? Like, do I need to be investing more into that? And so I actually got carried away in conversation with somebody else, exited the building, went to the bathroom, and then God was like, hello, like, you asked me to bring you somebody. You asked, I told you, I arranged you to get here tonight, and you left the room without having a conversation with anybody. So I was like, oh, you're right. Okay, let's go. So literally, that's what he did to me. So I walk back in, and like a beam of light from coming down from above, like onto Natalie, the girl who I'm seeing all her ads on Facebook. And so I go up to her and I'm like, Natalie, I feel like I know you, girl. Like, I'm seeing all your ads. What is this? She's like, really? What? I'm like, no, yes. And I know why I'm seeing all your ads. Because I'm like, you used to be ex healthcare-ish person. She's like, yeah, oh my gosh. So anyways, long story short, we had a very long, detailed conversation. She is a adopted coach too, just like me. She did not have a direct upline. Someone took her under her wing, and she is like an 8-star diamond, and she says that she gets 100% of her coaches, which she is at Success Club 33 as to today, all of those from her like page, her business page. And she did a training, and I said, well, I'm probably going to sign up for this tonight, but I did want to ask. She's like, who is it? And I said, it's Jessie. She's like, that's it. You need to take the training. It will change your life. It'll change your business. It'll change everything. Like, I have chills, y'all, because I'm serious. Like, I know a breakthrough is about to happen. Like, it's about to happen. And she was my like defining. So anyways, she was like, let's have a coffee. Like, we can meet. I told her I was looking for a mentor, just life mentor too, to keep my crazy mind grounded. And so she was like, well, I mean, I'm not that busy, so if you want to have coffee or want to sit down, I'll tell you everything. I'll share with you everything, anything you need or whatever. So I'm super excited, because those two things y'all will benefit from. Everything I learned from this Facebook training that I just paid for last night, you're going to be signing up for if it works. And I'm going to be sharing everything I know, and then meeting with her, and her growing so fast with her. I mean, she's been in the business for 7 years. So I'm like, well, we're sisters, like, kind of, except I'm embarrassed because you clearly have advanced your business and I have not. So I'm done, like done. I need to get this crap to happen. So, because my family is depending on it, right? Like, I need to get this to happen. My family is depending on me. And I'm just done with the bull crap. I'm ready to go to work and make it happen. So I just wanted y'all to know, and I wanted to share with you that happened, and that if you're praying for breakthroughs, because that is literally one of my prayers, breakthroughs are happening. Like, I declare a breakthrough is coming in my life. That is part of the prayers that I pray every morning. And I know it's going to happen. I never know when. But I believe that there's some huge things that are at our fingertips, but we do have to be willing to do the work. We have to be willing to do the work. And my next biggest prayer is for boldness, like to ask people to join me in the business and to have those conversations, to be bold about it, because there's nothing shameful. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. This business has changed us, guys, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be an honor and a privilege to say, this is what I'm doing, and it would be crazy for you not to, but whatever. So we just need to go at it in that way. So anyways, okay, I got to go pick up my voice, but I did want to share that with y'all. So if you have, I want to see your goals. I would love for you to get, like, Ashley already did her vision board. And then if you have any questions about Elite, let me know. But this is some of the stuff we're going to be working on in our cup group. It's going to be just very specific personal growth. So I'm not really going to be asking you to give me your power of 5 every day. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually be helping you with business activities. I'm going to say, okay, I changed my cover photo because that's what I learned in my group. Now you need to go change your cover photo. This is what I learned today in this group. This is what you're going to need to do today before the end of the day, because this is what's going to help you in your business. So that's kind of how that group's going to go. I'm going to give you the things that I have done that I'm seeing improvement on. So it's not going to be just like the blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's going to be more of activities that I know are going to propel us forward. So, okay. You know I can ramble. All right, ladies, thank y'all so much for jumping on. I'm so thankful and glad to see your face. So y'all have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.